This guy was cheating, what I was scared of. And then you know what happened? When they caught him cheating in the locker room.
Floyd Mayweather has made explosive claims, suggesting that the September 13th fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford may have been scripted.
We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever. I'm not a liar. I work hard to build my name, to build my reputation, and I'm not gonna let anyone go out there and smear my.
In a recent interview, Floyd highlighted specific rounds where Canelo repeatedly stuck to the same approach, even though it was clearly ineffective.
I could really say something negative, I could really say something positive. But when it's all said and done.
Well, everything happens for a reason. You're not going to be able to fight everybody. So they're going to always have something to say about a certain opponent.
Floyd then posted a series of now-deleted messages, hinting the fight may have been scripted. He argued that Canelo fought without a plan, uncharacteristic for a fighter of his skill and IQ. Floyd added that after losing to Bivol, Canelo still raised his hands as if he'd won, but against Crawford, even performing well, he seemingly accepted defeat immediately, suggesting the massive payday explained his reaction.
Scores at 116 to 112. Max DeLuca and Tim Cheatham both have it, 115 to 113 to the winner by unanimous decision, the Fighting Pride of Omaha, Nebraska, USA, and no.
According to Floyd, Crawford and the Saudi backers arranged a huge money deal with Canelo to ensure the outcome. He even pointed to a moment where Canelo seemed to dramatize the fight by headbutting Crawford, as if to emphasize his frustration over the situation.
Is Canelo washed up now at 35 years old?
Oh, I don't know. Boxing is a lot of wear and tear on the body. Maybe so.
Floyd claimed the Saudis paid Canelo a massive sum to lose, while he himself always earned big paydays by winning. That's the difference, he said. They sacrificed their resume for money. I never did. Floyd's different.
When you want to, and wake up when you want to. See, when you don't wake up when you want to, then guess what? Somebody's controlling you. And I don't want to be controlled, because I want to be.
These were Floyd Mayweather's remarks in a recent interview regarding the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight. He also criticized Canelo's post-fight praise of Crawford, suggesting it appeared as if he was openly accepting defeat. The tension between Floyd and Crawford is evident, particularly after Floyd directly challenged Crawford while claiming Canelo had been paid by Saudi backers to throw the fight.
You in there, or do you think we've got...
I don't know. But, I'm glad that I'm able to just still be able to entertain for the people, and they still get a chance to see just a glimpse of me.
This followed Floyd's recent call-out of Crawford for a potential 2026 showdown, which Crawford quickly dismissed. In a now-deleted tweet, Floyd shared his bet slip and proposed a battle of the GOATs between himself and Crawford, writing, "Who says no to me versus Bud in a battle of the GOATs?" Crawford's response, however, was far from encouraging.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me?
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd?
I don't know. I thought you'd hesitate maybe even a bit, but no.
Nah, not at all. That's one of my favorite fighters.
Using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that, but in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter, though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But, his core personality and his ways.
Floyd's frustration with Crawford's response fueled his claims about the fight. He argued that he's greater than both Canelo Alvarez and Mike Tyson, since in his view, they both accepted huge paydays and losses, Canelo to Crawford and Tyson to Jake Paul. Floyd insisted Canelo was capable of much more, able to throw more punches, but was allegedly paid to hold back. Crawford's trainer, however, strongly disagreed. He emphasized that Crawford's victory was the result of a clear, well-executed game plan that allowed him to outwork Canelo and secure the undisputed super middleweight title.
Just, curious, what was the plan to fight Canelo that night?
Just keep turning him.
Yeah.
Keep turning him, keep him on the inside.
You want that front seat right there? Yeah.
Southpaws.
That one, right?
or if you fight in the southpaw, or you fight in the southpaw stand.
Breaking down how Crawford outpointed the Mexican star, Brian "Bomac" McIntyre explained that the strategy focused on maximizing Crawford's southpaw advantages. Just keep turning him, keep him on the inside, he told Fight Hype during Crawford's victory parade. Against a southpaw, the key is to neutralize the right hand while letting the left travel the shorter, straighter path. Bomac highlighted the natural edge southpaws have. By placing their lead foot outside an orthodox opponent's stance, they create angles that make the right hand harder to land while giving the left hand a direct line to the target.
You want to keep him on the inside. Take away the right hand. Your left hand to be travel a shorter distance than his right hand. So his right hand got to come across the body.
Yeah.
The left hand, your left hand goes straight down the pipe.
Everybody see it.
Real easy.
It's a strategy we've also seen undisputed heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk use to dominate his division. Crawford applied it masterfully against Canelo, making him miss or absorbing single heavy shots before firing back with combinations of 3 or 4 punches. This allowed Crawford to control the inside exchanges and left Canelo visibly frustrated in the later rounds. The approach was similar to how Dimitri Bivol once beat Alvarez by matching his output and capitalizing on his declining work rate. McIntyre praised Crawford for executing the plan flawlessly. Everything we worked on in camp, he did. Punch selection, catch and release, everything.
Was there anything that surprised you about the fight? No.
In my speech I did up there, I said, yeah, exactly everything that we worked on in camp, he did it. Punch selection, catch and release, everything.
You know, the big thing was like the way
Crawford's conditioning also stood out. He trained with UFC fighters to prepare for Canelo's power, which Bomac cited as his biggest concern going into the fight. I told them, make sure he can absorb that power, and he did, Bomac said. Now 38, Crawford is a 3-weight undisputed champion and recently celebrated with a victory parade in his hometown of Omaha, Nebraska. His next move is expected to be a drop to middleweight in pursuit of a 6th division title. Meanwhile, comparisons between Floyd Mayweather and Crawford continue to fuel debate. The two have long been close, but with Floyd betting against Canelo, and Crawford's camp insisting Bud is the better fighter, the relationship now appears strained.
Against that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
Let's own it. Let's own it. It's been talks. It's possible.
Okay, so not totally against that possibility.
Comparisons in boxing are nothing new, but few spark as much controversy as those between Terence "Bud" Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. The debate reignited after Crawford's stunning victory over Canelo Alvarez at Allegiant Stadium, a win that made him the first male boxer in the 4-belt era to become undisputed in 3 divisions. What should have been a night of celebration quickly turned into a global talking point when Canelo, during the post-fight press conference, said, "I think Crawford is much better than Mayweather." That single comment set the boxing world ablaze, and Crawford's trainer, Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, was quick to fan the flames.
Saw you before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. GOAT, greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches, not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists. You know, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
Before his trainer weighed in, Crawford himself addressed the debate, showing nothing but respect for Floyd Mayweather. Speaking on 4th and 1 with Cam Newton, he was clear, boxing fans shouldn't compare him to Mayweather. That's the GOAT. Mayweather is one of the GOATs, Crawford said. I have nothing but the utmost respect for Mayweather. I would never compare myself to him. He's the greatest of his era, and I'm the greatest of mine. I don't understand why, especially our own people, hate on Mayweather so much. He made so much history for us. He paved the way for me to be where I'm at. He motivated me in so many ways outside the ring with his work ethic, his hard work, his dedication, that I can't even.
Congratulations on your victory. With the way you beat Canelo tonight, Spence a couple of years ago, everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the rest?
After Crawford defeated Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed super middleweight title, one major post-fight storyline centered on how his career compares to fellow 5-division champion Floyd Mayweather. In an interview with Fight Hub TV, Crawford's trainer Brian Bomac McIntyre, wearing a hat labeled GOAT, made his position clear. According to Bomac, Crawford's greatness isn't just his own, it's the result of a team that prepared him to dominate 3 divisions like no one else today. When asked directly about Canelo's comment that Crawford is better than Mayweather, he didn't hesitate. Who, Terence? Of course he is. Of course he's better, McIntyre said, doubling down on a stance that continues to stir debate in the boxing world.
Resume you have now.
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura.
For Bomac, there's no debate. Crawford has already surpassed what Mayweather represented in the ring. In his eyes, the argument is settled. Yet while trainers, fans, and pundits continue to debate, Crawford himself stays calm. After defeating Alvarez on the scorecards, he downplayed any direct comparison. Floyd was the greatest of his era. I'm the greatest of mine. We don't need to compare ourselves. His words showed respect for Mayweather, but they haven't stopped fans and experts from keeping the debate alive.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me?
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd?
I don't know. I thought you'd hesitate maybe even a bit, but no.
After all, Mayweather defeated a young Canelo back in 2013, while Crawford bested a far more experienced version of the Mexican star, giving real weight to this new narrative. Sports analyst Stephen A. Smith added his perspective, noting that Crawford's greatness goes beyond technical skill. He not only outboxed Canelo but also stood firm, absorbed pressure, and came out stronger in the exchanges. Still, Smith drew a clear distinction between the two legends. Floyd was a defensive wizard, you could barely touch him. While both are extraordinary, Smith emphasized that their greatness manifests in very different ways.
Who you think's better out of those two? Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fight.
Analysts point to a crucial difference. Crawford has shown toughness and the ability to fight back under pressure, while Mayweather's legacy was built on near-impenetrable defense. The boxing world remains divided. Some believe Crawford has already surpassed Mayweather, while others insist Floyd's defensive mastery is unmatched. What's certain is that both men defined their eras and elevated the sport with styles uniquely their own. With Canelo's bold admission and Bomac's fiery remarks keeping the debate alive, the conversation shows no signs of slowing. One thing, however, is undeniable. Terence "Bud" Crawford has already secured his place among boxing's immortals.
Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean,
These days, Floyd Mayweather prefers to be called TB, the best ever. But not everyone agrees. Boxing legend Shane Mosley recently offered his take, noting how difficult it is to find anyone in history who matches Floyd's skill set. Still, when pressed, Mosley sided with Terence Crawford. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, he said, "I think Crawford is better. I'd say he's the more complete all-around fighter."
Crawford against Mayweather, right? How do you think a fight between both of them turn out?
If Mayweather gets hit with Crawford like I hit him and rocked, it might not end well for Mayweather. They might be over it. But Mayweather could outbox Crawford, I think, because Crawford has the mindset that I'm trying to knock you out, and Mayweather knows how to play to that I'm trying to knock you out type of thing, because he's used to people coming at him trying to hit him hard all the time.
Of course, Mayweather himself defeated Alvarez 12 years ago, when Canelo was still a rising star. Now, with Crawford firmly established as a three-division undisputed champion, fans and pundits are busy imagining a fantasy matchup. Who would win, Prime Floyd or Prime Bud? Back in his fighting days, Mayweather liked to remind everyone, 50 have tried, and 50 have failed.
When I looked at it, he came out in the southpaw stance and he took Canelo's jab away from him. As you know, if you take a fighter's jab away from them, then it's hard for them to really land. You force them to use one shot, and he forced them to use his backhand, his rear hand. Crawford was ready for the loop in the right hands. Crawford.
I like Crawford's style of fighting, the way he's gonna come after him. Mayweather. Okay, let's do this. Money Mayweather, I think Crawford beats.
Okay. Pretty boy.
Pretty boy. I don't know. I think Pretty Boy, it might be Pretty Boy. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, because he's more aggressive.
According to Shane Mosley, if Crawford had been Mayweather's 51st opponent, the outcome could have been very different. Crawford would have got the job done, he said. Mosley noted that Bud has slick defensive skills, but he emphasized that Mayweather elevated defense to near perfection, making him incredibly difficult to hit.
Because Canelo after a fight said that Crawford was way better than Floyd. You know Crawford, you know Canelo, you know Floyd. What do you think? Who would win in a fight?
My man. I have to disagree because Floyd Mayweather toyed with.
However, Mayweather's claims that the fight was scripted didn't match most observers or unofficial scorecards. For instance, the UK's Independent scored the bout 6-4 in favor of Crawford, 96-94 under the 10-point must system.
Talented fighter, and that challenge for him pushed him even harder to train harder and to be better. That challenge, went up against Canelo, moving up 2 divisions, hearing that people are saying, "Oh, he didn't look too good against Madrimov, so how could he look good at 68?" Well, that motivated more, man. He trained hard. He did what.
Boxing writer Andrew Hale of ESPN.com saw the fight as even more one-sided, awarding Crawford 8 of the first 10 rounds for a 98-92 score, meaning Alvarez would have needed a knockout to win. Meanwhile, The Athletic had 3 staff writers score the bout. One had it even after 10 rounds at 95-95, matching 2 official judges, while the other 2 leaned toward Crawford with scores of 97-93 and 96-94 in his favor.
That was embarrassing. I mean, I thought how you could have 2 judges split 5-all going into the championship rounds was, for me, just bamboozling. I mean, I had Crawford winning the first 3 rounds. I gave it Crawford 9-3, possibly 8-4, but Canelo wasn't active enough. He didn't jab enough. Crawford's boxing IQ was superior. His ring control was better. His distance control was better.
Former boxer Skipper Kelp, who served as the unofficial scorer on Netflix's live stream, gave Crawford the first 10 rounds, 97-93, 7-3. Many fans on All the Smoke were shocked by the official tied scorecards, claiming the judges had cooked the numbers to protect Canelo's legacy. Comments ranged from accusations of corruption to jokes about wanting to fight a judge, with many insisting Crawford clearly dominated the fight.
Devin, your thoughts? Your thoughts, Devin? What do you want me to say? He beat him easy. Upset of a lifetime? Nah, it wasn't an upset. The people that really know boxing knew that it was a good fight. It depended on what kind of fight that Bud fought, and he fought the fight that he needed to fight to win. Is that how you expected it to go?
Fans flooded social media after the scorecards were revealed. One wrote, 115-113 is absolutely criminal. Crawford was up by at least 4 rounds. Another added, bro, what? Crawford won almost every round except maybe 2. Some were even more blunt. They almost robbed Crawford. He clearly swept the first 4 rounds. 115-113 is ridiculous. That fight was not close. Another summed it up. They low-key tried to rob him. There's no way he won less than 8 rounds.